Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. It's gorgeous out here today and I'm going to fill up my bird baths. Then I'm going into my workshop, Paper Town, and I'm going to play a little bit, making a journal. So I'm going to take you with me and video that, but let's fill up the bird baths. I thought I would start recording at this point of the game or the process. And you did not see these. Well, you did. I ate almost this whole bag yesterday. You notice it's sharing size. It has 10 servings. Anyway, that's out here for my trash journal. This, I have been in the mood to make an art journal. You know, I have bags and kits that I carry back and forth between the house and the workshop. And I want to make a kit with some very particular colors and pencils and pens. And this is going in it. So what I did, and there are tutorials on my channel. You can search for how to bind using a sewing machine. And I may have some listed in playlists. Okay, this goes this way. The signatures, so there are 7 signatures and each one has 2 pages of nice watercolor paper. It's Artist Loft brand, but I like that. And it's good for mixed media and for watercolor. Each signature you can see is 2 pages that are sewn to strips of fabric. And so I put a strip on one side, flip it, and put a strip on the other side. I sew this way. So it's like 4 rows of stitching to end up with a signature. And then I sew down the center to either directly into a journal or onto a piece of fabric. And this time it is a piece of fabric. And I've tried to make this as even as possible, the fabric that is. But what I'm going to do now is glue this in, I think. I've been thinking also about possibly taking it to the sewing machine and sewing, you know, like over here and then over here. These pages are fairly large, so each one is 6 inches across and 9 inches tall, and it gets really cumbersome trying to sew with like directly into a cover when the pages are this large. It's not that big of a deal when the pages are smaller. So what to do? Maybe I will put glue in the center part because obviously I can't sew, you know, I can't sew this part. So glue is going to keep that in place, and I'm going to add a charm with a brad that will help hold this into place. It looks to me like this is off a little bit. But I wonder if I need to cut this just a tiny bit. That's a little better. And when you make these books like this, it's good to have an odd number of signatures. I sew the center one in first with the sewing machine. There are 7 in this one, so I sewed this one in and then went in this direction and added 3 and then flipped it and added 3 on the other side. So let's put some glue, some tacky glue on here. I went shopping today. Today's my day off. So I did get out of the house and bought some things that I really needed. I got a new power strip for out here so that I'm not unplugging and plugging things in constantly. I got some new paints. I got some new watercolor paper. I got a couple of things of tacky glue. I love I love this kind that sits so that it's always at the bottom. And I bought a big bottle so that I can refill it. I don't know why I never thought of that before. So I have this ready to go. Oh wait, this one, no, I got another one. It's in the house. Okay, this is starting to run, so I better pay attention to it. So we're gonna just, well, I say that, but okay, it needs to come over just a little bit. And I say this a lot, we're not worried about perfection. We want it to look good and to function. So I also want to have it feel kind of straight, you know, like lining up here and here. Although actually the quilting is not exactly straight. So this quilted fabric is beautiful. This is part of a quilt. Someone sent this to me in Happy Mail. And I know who all has sent me Happy Mail, and I know I have received some beautiful things. And more than one person has sent quilt pieces, and I'm not sure where this one came from. Now, I added this really pretty bright piece of cotton to the front. Please remind me who this came from. And it's not that I don't remember getting the Happy Mail, and it's not that I don't appreciate it, but I have a lot out here. And when things come in, I try to put them where they go immediately. So this was in my bin of fabrics. And I'm just having a hard time remembering exactly who this, oh, I don't want to get my finger, who this particular piece of quilt came from. I should go over and use my, my rotary cutter. And I may still do that, but I'm just sort of messing around. Okay, so I do think I can get this under the sewing machine. And I want my glue to hold steady. So let's put some large paper clips on here. And I will go over to the sewing machine and sew this down. It's going to be really pretty. This is an art journal. I'm looking forward to working in this. I think one of the first things I'm going to do is put some color in it, but once I get it set up, that is. Okay, I will be right back with everything sewn in. And I'm back with everything sewn into place. You can see, hopefully, the stitching around here. Just every signature that's sewn to fabric strips and then put in with a sewing machine. And they're sewn to heavy canvas. I love the way you can see it between the signatures. I wanted the fabric on this to be pretty much neutral as far as the strips and the fabric that I sewed it to. Now, sometimes I use a lot of different kinds of fabric, and that feels really artsy and eclectic. But this fabric is pretty much completely beige, except maybe you saw one spot. This is like a textile piece of fabric. I think it was a bag that something had been stored in. So there are just a couple of different spots where there's writing, and I think that's really pretty. I don't think that's going to take away from what I do in here at all. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the, getting the pages, getting some color on here. And I think this is just going to be a really amazing art journal. The colors, some of the colors that I've thought about using are yellow ochre and raw sienna. I've got burnt umber. I'm definitely going to need black. And I'm going to be using white and a blue. There's a blue that I want to use. So I don't know. I've pulled out several different blues. We may mix some to get the color that I'm thinking about. And yeah, I want this one to be grungy and rusty and just old. So that's where we are right now. And I will be back soon to show you what is going on in this journal. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.